What's going on, everybody? Here's Tom here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build FISCHL, specifically as a Dendro team sub-DPS slash support. So I'm going to be showing you how to build your weapons, or artifact sets, and stats, and all that other stuff to kind of boost your Dendro team, whatever kind of Dendro team you're doing. I'm doing mine specifically for Tighnari, so I mean you can do whatever Dendro character you want. But this should show you how to build FISCHL better and boost your Dendro team. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so I'm going to start off with FISCHL's talents. So I know most people know about FISCHL's talents since she's an old character. Everybody knows about her. So she's a bow character, obviously. Now, I would upgrade this. I can actually upgrade mine now, but the talents I would prioritize first are probably her Knight Raider, like her skill, and then her, her burst second of all. Those are the most important, I'd say. Now, if you're going for a FISCHL that is a main DPS, so not the team that I'm talking about with Dendro, in my case anyway, with Tighnari, I wouldn't go so much for the attack, but if you are a main DPS, I would go for more attack. I just haven't had the chance to farm these, and I guess I got most of these from the events that have been going on Genshin Impact, but yeah, I would do Oz and her burst, which I guess I didn't even talk about that. But the first, they're both pretty much the same thing. The first one, she summons Oz, and he constantly does electro damage, like every second, I want to say. He does Dendro, or did I say Dendro? I meant electro. I meant electro damage. And that lasts for, how long does that last? 10 seconds. So you get quite a bit of damage from that, and then this, you turn into Oz, and you can kind of spread around and hurt the enemies as an initial burst of electro damage, and then he will act like normal, like his skill, and do damage. So it's very useful. It's a very, very good character. I really love FISCHL. It's one of my favorite characters. Okay, so FISCHL's first passive talent is where when you shoot Oz with a charged electro arrow, he will do a bunch of damage. Basically, it'll kind of chain off of him and do, as it says, equal to 152.7% of the arrow's damage. So I think that does maybe scale an attack. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the same for everybody. But yeah, that's her passive talent. And that's pretty useful if you're doing a main DPS run, which I'm not doing, and that's mainly not what I'm showing today, as this is going to be specifically a Dendro team, the way I'm building anyway. So it's not very useful for what I'm talking about today, but it is very cool. I actually forgot about the passive talent, in fact, that I've been using her the Dendro way for so long, so I kind of forgot. And then this is pretty useful. Basically, as long as you're triggering electro-related elemental reactions, when Oz is on the field, you'll be doing 80% of FISCHL's attack. Electro damage equal to 80% of FISCHL's attack. So basically all the time, because Oz does electro damage all the time. So it's pretty dang useful. And that's a very good talent. Now this talent, it's not anything, for... It's like every character has these kind of talents. It just makes it so where expedition time consumed is decreased by 25%. So it has nothing to do with damage, but that is all of her talents. So yeah, she's a good character, and she has some pretty nice talents. So now I'm gonna quickly move on to FISCHL's playstyle, how to play her. I'm not gonna cover a huge land in this section since she's an old character. Most people know how to play her, and it's not really that hard to play her, so this will be a quick section, so let's go and move on. Alright, everybody, so I'm over here. I'm going to fight a few fungus, the same fungus I fought in my Tighnari video. So I'm just going to show a little bit. So
by royal decree,
basically you want to put her out. Now there's two ways you can do this. Like I said, if you're doing attack, you can attack with her. I do have her second constellation, so that's why I was attacking with me. You can't attack like that with just normal attack, or I don't have Oz on me. Hold on.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
Her first passive talent does this. Give me a second. chains off Oz and does quite a bit of damage. That's mainly how you play FISCHL.
Odds revealed by
Obviously, this is the Dendro team, so it buffs Dendro quite a bit. She's a perfect match for Tainari, in my opinion, so she's very good.
I hear everything.
Okay, I'm not sure why I hit over there, but very good character, as you can see. Does a lot of damage, even with normal attack. And I'm using Rust, too, so my charge attack, or my normal attack isn't really... Well, I guess my normal attacks are boosted, not my charge, but you get the point. She's pretty easy to use, and this is just a quick little section showing how to use her. Most people already know how to use her anyway, but now we're going to move on to her weapons section. Alright, so FISCHL's weapons. Now this is going to be kind of hard for me to recommend a lot of stuff for you guys to use, because as you can see, I don't have a single 5-star bow. And most of the bows of mine aren't attacking bows, per se. So, most people recommend that you do, like, energy recharge, or, like, the Favonius War Bow with that, or Sacrificial Bow. I guess they can be good. Or even Prototype Crescent. Prototype Crescent can be pretty good. For this team, I'm not, though. Now, Rust is, like, I'm pretty sure Rust, if I'm not mistaken, is FISCHL's, like, specialty bow. Like, that's her bow. I'm using it on her just to give her mostly the extra attack, because if you remember her second passive talent, it increases the amount of damage you do, basically, with electro damage by 8% of her attack. So the more attack you have, the better. So either one of these could be good, as you get the same amount of attack. But it increases your normal damage by 70%, but decreases your charge attack damage by 10%. So if you're doing a main DPS build based around charge attacks, which I wouldn't recommend, by the way, but if you are, I would not use this bow. If you're doing a main DPS build, special this bow is wonderful. And if you're doing a sub DPS on Tainari, this bow is wonderful as well, just for the extra attack and everything. I wouldn't really recommend Stringless. I would recommend Stringless on Tainari and Venti, which is who I'm using it on, but not FISCHL. So these are these are the bows I have, and Messenger can be actually pretty good, although it gives you crit damage instead of attack, so won't quite be getting as much attack, even though it does give you crit damage. So that's a good 3-star option. I also believe, I don't think I have one, but I guess that's the same thing as Messenger, so that's good too. But the Slingshot, I believe it's called, is a pretty good 3-star bow. I believe it gives you crit rate. If I'm not mistaken, it can be very good. Veritas and Hunt can be pretty good, giving you crit rate. I said I would recommend an attack bow, though, for FISCHL. And of course, the Skyward Harp is very good. That's very good on many characters like that. So that's most of the bow section. So I really recommend Rust. I mean, it's good, and you'll do more damage, you know, doing Rust, because of Oz doing that damage on her second passive talent. So that's it for the weapons. Alright, so for the artifact sets, I would mainly recommend one of two things. One, I really recommend Thundering Fury. So if you don't know, Thundering Fury was changed a bit since 3.0 and Dendro. So the 4-piece now not only increases your overloaded and electric charge and superconduct, but also hyper bloom and quicken and aggravate. So this is very good for an aggravate and spread team with Dendro. And it could be very good for a bloom team too, I do believe. Or no, not bloom, hyper bloom with Hydro. But anyways, it's very good. I would 100% recommend the 4-piece if you're doing this kind of build with a Quicken team. Now what you can also do is you can do a 2-piece Thundering Fury for that extra electro damage bonus 15%. You can also do 2-piece Glad, which is what I was doing to give her the extra attack. So it really depends on what you want to do. I think that the 4-piece Thundering Fury would be mostly your better bet. That'd be the best bet with doing FISCHL with the sub DPS Dendro team build. So that's what I'd recommend for artifacts. I don't think I would really recommend anything else. I mean, noblesse oblige, I suppose. Elemental burst and boosting your party's attack. I mean, I guess that could be good. It's not what I would recommend though. But yeah, mainly 4-piece Thundering Fury. And oh yeah, Thunder Soother. I don't know if I have any because I hate Thunder Soother. I hate those sets because it's just not. Yeah, here's one. Thunder Soother. So 2-piece, in my opinion, is terrible. I don't know why you'd want Electro Resistance increased by 40%. But you do you. The 4-piece is really the only good part of this. Increases damage against opponents affected by Electro by 35%. So, I mean, that can be good, but only on the 4-piece. So I would definitely not recommend that over Thundering Fury. But, like I said, Thundering Fury, 2-piece Glad, 2-piece Thundering Fury, whatever you want to do. Just find out what works best for your team and your situation. Alright, so artifact stats and substats. So, on the Flower, I would recommend, I got pretty lucky on these, by the way, but I would get, try to get some crit rate, crit damage in there for extra damage. Attack, of course, will help you. And, I mean, Elemental Master could be, it would be alright, but it's not really something you'd build. That's better for, like, Tighnari or like, Dendro in general, and Anemo. You can get energy recharge so that your burst will recharge faster, so that can be good. But mostly crit rate, crit damage. On your feather, same thing, crit rate, crit damage. I got crit damage and energy recharge. On your sands, so mostly you're just gonna want to go for attack percent, of course, with crit damage and crit rates, substats, energy recharge if you need it. The goblets, so you're gonna want to do electro damage bonus, obviously. And of course, crit rate and crit damage substats. If you don't have an electric damage bonus goblet, because it can be hard sometimes, trust me, it's hard for me to get some good ones. This was like one of the only good ones I got, but you can go for attack percent. Let me see if I have an attack percent one here. Yeah, you can go for like attack percent on one of them, and just do attack percent until you get that electro. But I definitely recommend Electro. Electro is mainly gonna do more damage because of Oz works and everything. So, I mean, either one could work, really. But mainly you want to go for Electro. And of course, crit rate, crit damage on your circlet. I didn't get very lucky on this roll because the crit damage was only 7% up. But, yeah, whichever one you need more, crit rate or crit damage. Whichever one you need. Crit rate with crit damage substat, or crit damage with crit rate substat. And you can do energy recharge, whatever else you need. So that's mainly it for the artifact sets and stats. And just remember, artifacts, like I said, are RNG. You're not gonna get the perfect ones right off the bat. So just work at it a little bit, and you'll get lucky sometime and get some decent artifacts like I do. And these aren't perfect by any means either. She could definitely be a lot better. But yeah, that's it for the artifacts. Alright guys, so for the team comps, you can fit really anything in here. I have Tighnari, FISCHL, Venti, and Kuki. So mainly for a spread and aggravate team, which I covered in Tighnari's build video, so I'm not going to go too deeply into it. But FISCHL can really fit in anywhere. So you'll want to have Dendro for this Dendro team. Dendro Traveler can be very good. Kolai could probably be good. I wouldn't say she's really a main DPS unless you build her like very, very heavily on main DPS. She could maybe fit that, but mainly I would recommend Tighnari and Traveler. I mean, those are our main Dendro characters right now. And I mean, when the Dendro Archon comes out, of course, you could build her instead. But I'm doing Tighnari and FISCHL. And so for these other two, like I said, with the other, you can do Anemo and Electro like I'm doing. Kuki being like the only Electro healer that I know of. So that could really help give FISCHL her Electro particles and everything that she needs. Get her burst back even quicker. so that can be very useful. And it's really FISCHL can fit in really like anywhere. I mean, she's good with like any team. Like if we weren't doing a Dendro team, my old team used to be Beto and FISCHL. Where's Beto? Used to be Beto and FISCHL. Jingchu used to be there. Of course, if you're doing an aggregate and spread team, you don't want Jingchu in there. But anyway, you know, FISCHL is she's a very good character. She fits perfectly with Tainari in my opinion. Like she's so good. She's a very good playing member of the Dendro team. So that's mostly it for the team comp section. Like I said, I already covered most of this in my Tainari video, and I can't really recommend a lot of things, you know, in this team because there's only 3 Dendro characters. But like I said, Tainari, Traveler are your best bets. Kolai being the 3rd Dendro, she could probably work, but this is mainly what you want. And then of course Venti, he is very, very useful. He can boost the electro damage you do from FISCHL with his Animo. Or if you don't have Venti, you can do Sucrose. Or you can even do... He's more of a main DPS, but you can even do Shikanoi and Heizo. Or, I mean, you could even do Sayu, but she's... I wouldn't have 2 healers in this team. So if you're doing Kuki, I wouldn't do Sayu and Kuki. But it's a good option. Whatever. What other Animo characters do I have? I don't really have anymore. But also, Kazuha can be very good in this spot too. Also boosting your electro damage. And having 2 electro characters here really helps. So, and if you don't have Kuki, then I don't know. You can do really any character. I mean, you can do Zhongli shielding. Just do anything that does not interrupt your aggregate spread. If you're doing aggregate spread. So like Animo doesn't interrupt that. Having 2 Electro really helps. And I mean, I guess you could even do Beto if you have her energy recharge up pretty high. You won't really take a lot of damage. If you, well, of course you have to have Beto's first constellation, I believe, to have the shield on you. But that's just an idea. But if you do have Kuki, this makes this a lot easier. Anybody could fit back here. You can do Barbara as long as you don't use her skill to heal. Just use her burst, and I believe you will be fine healing like that. Diona, I don't think that would interrupt anything except for doing superconduct instead of aggravate and spread. So that could be a bit problematic, but yeah. This is my team comp, and I really like this team comp, so feel free to copy. But that is it for the team comps. I'm sorry I spent so much time on it, but just trying to get you guys familiar with what teams to use. So moving on to the showcase. All right, guys. So we're here at the Spiral Abyss. I'm going to show off FISCHL a bit. Now this will just keep in mind this is a team, so I'm not just going to be using FISCHL. But see if you can try to track FISCHL. I'll try to use her more than I normally do, just to show off because it's an official build guide. So I'll try to show off FISCHL more than I was in Tainari. But just know this is a team, and I can't just stay on the same character the whole time. So try to track that. So I'll go ahead and turn my webcam off and my mic so that you guys can just enjoy the showcase. So let's get into it.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Time for takeoff. Yahoo!
Enshroud! I'll uproot you!
Oz, reveal thyself!
Here we go.
Keep up!
Shadow Raven, let night fall!
I hear everything!
Think you can get away? Yahoo!
Can't see? Midnight Phantasmagoria! Enshroud!
I'll settle this! Let's play!
Time for takeoff.
I'll uproot you!
By royal decree,
Can't see. Let's nip that in the bud. Enshroud.
That's close enough. Let me try.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Yahoo!
Lightning Purified!
One with the forest.
Think you can get away? Here we go.
Where do you think you're going?
Can't see. I'll uproot you.
Let's play! I'll settle this.
As you wish, main Fräulein. I'll be
Keep up.
suffice.
One with the forest.
I summon thee!
Time for takeoff. Yahoo!
I hear everything.
Taste my flavor.
Can't see.
Out of my way! Oz, reveal thyself!
Here we go.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Enshroud. Let's nip that in the bud.
Think you can get away? Yahoo!
No rest for the wicked.
By royal decree!
Time to go to work.
Here we go.
I'll settle this!
One with the forest.
Wings of darkness! Come! Let's play!
I hear everything.
Time for takeoff.
Oz, reveal thyself!
Enshroud.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Here we go.
Lightning Purified!
One with the forest. Let's nip that in the bud.
Wouldn't gliding be think you can get away?
By royal decree!
Enshroud. I'll uproot you.
That was uncalled for! Midnight Phantasmagoria! Out of my way!
Brace yourself.
One with...
Oz, reveal thyself!
Here we go.
One thing after... Enshroud. Let's nip that in the bud.
Time for takeoff. Yahoo!
Lightning Purified!
One with the forest.
By royal decree!
This was well done.
Let's play. Oh, no. My lyre is broken.
I'm not finished my research.
Alright guys, so that's it for the showcase. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did up until the very end. On the very last round when I messed up, I lost almost all my troops, including Tainari and Venti, which are my big main ones besides FISCHL. And I almost lost Kuki and FISCHL, but FISCHL ended up saving the day. So good job, FISCHL. This guide is about you after all, so good job, FISCHL. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know, if your FISCHL isn't up to speed yet, same as Tainari, just keep working at it. Just remember, artifacts are rare. Good artifacts are even rarer. Just keep on working on it, and I'm sure you'll get there. I mean, my FISCHL is not even perfect yet. I mean, look at my artifacts. I mean, they're not near where I want them, as in perfection. But like,
I created another.
FISCHL, please stop. I'm trying to talk. My crit rate and crit damage, you know, it's pretty decent, but it could be a lot better. So, you know, there's always improvement whenever you have a character. So just keep working at it. I'm sure you'll get her up to speed. And remember, in that domain, I don't think I said that last time, but that domain makes me look better than I am because it increases your aggravate and spread damage, I do believe. So I guess the lesser damage I was doing was showcased pretty well. It wasn't, you know, cheating from the buffs of the Abyss, if you want to call it cheating. But so yeah, that's it for my official guide for Dendro teams, sub-DPS for Dendro teams. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like on this video and to subscribe so you can see my latest Genshin Impact guides, as I'll be doing some more Genshin Impact guides. I'm going to be doing Venti as well as Kuki. I'm going to try to... My Kuki's pretty good right now, but I'm trying to get my Venti better so I can do a guide on him and show you guys how to build Venti as well. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.